Welcome to the GovCon Intel Briefing, produced by cybercloudai.tech. I'm Alex, and it's August 5th, 2026. Here at cybercloudai.tech, we help small businesses and GovCon teams navigate the complex federal landscape, providing expert support in cybersecurity, cloud solutions, AI integration, and federal capture strategy, all without that Fortune 500 overhead. Joining me, as always, is the brilliant Maya.
Thanks, Alex, and hello, everyone. Super excited to dive into today's intel. We've got some really interesting signals bubbling up from the federal space, especially around where the money's flowing and what agencies are prioritizing, from DoD property sales to the quantum imperative, and even some shifts in acquisition strategy. It's a packed agenda. Let's get right into it and uncover those near-term opportunities.
All right, Maya, kicking us off with some big news from the Department of Defense. Federal News Network is reporting that the DoD is seeking new authority to directly sell its property. This isn't just about streamlining, it's about bypassing much of the current GSA process to sell military real estate faster and gain greater flexibility to spend that money on infrastructure and their Golden Dome initiatives. This sounds like a significant shift.
Oh, absolutely, Alex. This is huge. Think about the ripple effect. If DoD gets this authority, it means faster capital infusion for their own projects. For us, it signals potential near-term opportunities in infrastructure, facility upgrades, maybe even smart building tech. It's not just about selling land, it's about modernizing what they keep. We should definitely be assessing the fit and timing here, and if it aligns, open a capture thread immediately. This isn't just a signal, it's a flashing neon sign for capabilities that support modernizing physical assets.
A flashing neon sign. I like that. Sticking with Federal News Network, there's a powerful piece on the quantum imperative. It highlights that the harvest now, decrypt later threat is not some future problem, but an active danger right now. The CRQC timeline has moved up, making this an immediate concern, not just a warning.
You got it, Alex. This is a critical cybersecurity signal. The quantum threat is no longer theoretical. It's a present-day reality for federal agencies. This means an accelerated need for quantum-resistant cryptography solutions, post-quantum migration strategies, and secure communications. For cybercloudai.tech and our partners, this is a prime area for engagement. We need to be positioning ourselves as experts in helping agencies transition to quantum-safe environments. This isn't a wait-and-see situation. It's a secure-it-now imperative.
And another infrastructure note, this time from the Army Guard. Their modernization efforts are reportedly being slowed by aging infrastructure. Transformation in Contact wants to prepare the Army for the future, but old facilities are holding them back.
Classic challenge, right? The Army Guard needs to modernize, but their physical foundations are crumbling. This points to opportunities for IT infrastructure upgrades, network modernization, cloud migration within their facilities, and even physical security enhancements. It's a holistic problem that requires a holistic solution. We should be looking at how our cloud and cybersecurity expertise can support these foundational upgrades. It's about enabling their future readiness by fixing their present-day limitations.
Moving to Defense Scoop, some interesting news on the AI front. Salesforce is previewing plans to deliver newly authorized AI agents across the DoD. Their signature agentic AI product offering is now officially approved compliant to operate at DoD Impact Level 5. That's a big deal for enterprise AI adoption.
Huge deal, Alex. Impact Level 5 approval for AI agents means these tools can handle controlled unclassified information, which opens up a massive range of use cases across the DoD. This isn't just about Salesforce. It's about the broader acceptance and deployment of secure, compliant AI within the defense sector. For us, it means doubling down on our AI integration capabilities, especially for secure, classified environments. We need to be ready to help agencies implement, manage, and secure these advanced AI solutions. The AI floodgates are opening securely.
And finally, for opportunities, Defense Scoop also reports that Space Force has awarded $615 million in deals for a second batch of aircraft tracking satellites. This builds off the massive $4.16 billion award to SpaceX back in May for the initial constellation of the SBAMTI program.
Wow, Space Force is really accelerating its capabilities. This $615 million follow-on is a clear signal of sustained investment in space-based intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance. While it's primarily satellite hardware, it implies massive back-end data processing, secure communications, and AI ML for data analysis. For cybercloudai.tech, this means looking for opportunities to support the ground segments, data analytics platforms, and the cybersecurity of these complex space systems. It's not just about the satellites, it's about the entire ecosystem that makes them useful.
All right, shifting gears a bit to agency and customer intelligence. Federal News Network has a piece on the VA's cloud security memo, clarifying it's more of a myth buster than new policy. Essentially, the VA isn't changing its security expectations for cloud service providers, but they are trying to bring down barriers to new technology adoption.
This is excellent news for anyone working with the VA, Alex. It means they're not adding new hurdles, they're clarifying existing ones and actively trying to make it easier for innovative cloud solutions to get adopted. For us, it's a green light to continue pushing secure, compliant cloud offerings to the VA. It reinforces that if you meet their established security baseline, they're open for business. It's about reducing friction, which is always a good sign for technology providers.
Another interesting angle on acquisition reform comes from DIU. While many efforts focus on policies and regulations, DIU is betting on workforce changes. Sharisa Tamayori mentioned they're looking for middle to senior level contracting professionals, generally GS 13 to 14, for their next cohort.
This is a smart move by DIU, and it's a key insight for us. It tells us that agencies are recognizing that the people driving acquisition are just as important as the processes. For cybercloudai.tech, this means understanding the evolving needs and priorities of these new breed contracting professionals. What tools do they need? What challenges do they face? How can our solutions make our jobs easier and more efficient? It's about building relationships and providing value to the individuals who are shaping the future of federal contracting.
And speaking of contracting, Federal News Network also reminds us that while contracting officers have broad authority to evaluate proposals, they don't get to change the scoring system. Zach Boone noted that a win on one argument might be a Pyrrhic victory for a protester.
That's a crucial distinction, Alex, and a good reminder for anyone in capture. It emphasizes the importance of understanding the solicitation's evaluation criteria exactly. Don't assume, don't guess. Focus on clearly articulating how your solution meets their stated requirements and scoring methodology. Protests are costly and time-consuming, and this intel reinforces that knowing the rules of the game and playing by them is paramount. It's about precision in proposal writing.
Finally, in this section, a common frustration. When technology changes faster than acquisition cycles, government has a problem. Stephanie Castro expressed hope that there is light at the end of this particular tunnel, that we can start fielding these technologies.
Oh, Alex, this is the eternal struggle, isn't it? Technology moves at warp speed, and government acquisition often feels like it's stuck in slow motion. But Stephanie's optimism is a good sign. It tells us that there's an internal drive within government to bridge this gap. For cybercloudai.tech, this means we need to highlight our agility, our ability to rapidly deploy and integrate cutting-edge solutions, and our understanding of how to navigate the existing acquisition frameworks while still delivering modern tech. We're the bridge over troubled acquisition waters, if you will.
All right, Maya, let's touch on some broader market movements. GovExec recently put out a video discussing how a debt ceiling breach could mean the federal government decides not to pay any government employees. That's a pretty stark warning.
Yeah, Alex, that's a serious watch item. While we hope it doesn't come to that, the mere discussion of a potential debt ceiling breach and its impact on federal employee pay is a huge red flag. For GovCon, this means monitoring the situation closely. Any disruption in federal payments could have cascading effects on contract funding and cash flow for businesses. It's a reminder to keep our financial strategies robust and our contingency plans ready, just in case.
And on the hiring front, OPM has dropped disparate impact guidelines from federal hiring regulations. This new rule aligns with the DOJ's recent assertion that the framework meant to address disparate impact in hiring assessments is unconstitutional.
This is a significant shift in federal hiring policy, Alex. It could impact how agencies recruit and assess candidates, potentially streamlining some processes or changing the focus of diversity initiatives. For GovCon, it's important to understand these changes, especially if we're involved in staffing or workforce development contracts. It reflects a broader legal and policy reevaluation within the federal government, and we need to stay informed on how it might affect our clients and our own hiring practices.
Finally, just a quick mention on our watch list. Todd Blanche's nomination for Attorney General cleared a critical hurdle after a deal with GOP holdouts. While important politically, it's not directly impacting our immediate GovCon focus, but worth noting for the broader landscape.
Exactly, Alex. It's one of those signals that we keep an eye on for the overall political climate, but it doesn't have direct implications for our immediate capture strategies or opportunity pipeline. Good to know, but not urgent for our GovCon intel today.
So, Maya, with all this intel, what are 3 practical capture actions our listeners should be taking right now?
Great question, Alex. Based on today's briefing, here are my top 3. First, for those near-term opportunities, immediately assess the fit and timing for the DoD's Direct Property Sales Authority, the Quantum Imperative for Cybersecurity, Army Guard Infrastructure Modernization, Salesforce's DoD Impact Level 5 AI agents, and the Space Force satellite contracts. These are all high-value signals. Determine if your capabilities align, and if so, open a capture thread. This isn't just about watching, it's about active engagement and positioning. Second, regarding agency and customer intelligence. Actively track the VA's clarified cloud security posture, DIU's focus on workforce-driven acquisition reform, the nuances of contracting officer authority and proposal evaluation, and the government's drive to accelerate technology fielding. Use this intel for BD positioning, identifying potential teaming partners, and refining your account research. Understanding these internal dynamics gives you a significant competitive edge. And third, for the broader market, keep a very close eye on the debt ceiling discussions and OPM's changes to federal hiring regulations. While not immediate opportunities, these can significantly impact the federal market stability and operational environment. Understanding these shifts will allow you to anticipate challenges and adjust your business development and resource allocation strategies proactively. It's about being prepared, not just reactive.
Fantastic, Maya. Those are incredibly actionable insights. It's clear that staying on top of these signals is crucial for any GovCon team looking to thrive.
Absolutely, Alex. The federal landscape is always moving, and having this kind of intelligence is like having a compass in a storm. It helps you navigate to the opportunities and avoid the pitfalls.
Couldn't agree more. And that brings us to the end of today's GovCon Intel briefing. A huge thank you to Maya for breaking down these complex topics with her usual energy and expertise. For more in-depth GovCon cybersecurity, cloud, AI, compliance, and capture support, visit us at www.cybercloudai.tech. We're here to help your small business or GovCon team succeed.
And don't forget, you can also check out our other technology and GovCon podcasts. Just head over to www.cybercloudai.tech/Spotify to find our full library of content. Thanks for tuning in.
From all of us here at cybercloudai.tech, thank you for listening. We'll catch you next time.